So we'll speak with Joanne Van Kooten. Joanne will walk us through this establishment, tell us what and what we can find here and how you can go about getting some of these things for which a permit may be needed. So Joanne, welcome to the Big Smith News Watch.
Welcome.
All right, so tell us a bit about this store before we actually do that walkthrough.
Okay, so Tactical Combat Supplies has actually been here just over a couple of weeks now. It's one of the first stores that we've actually established here in Guyana. What we've got here, like you say, is stuff for the security field, for the military, for the army, along with private people can obviously come in and buy as well. Some of the stuff that we've actually got here that we supply, like you say, it will actually need some kind of authorization. It will be identification cards, but obviously what we're doing is welcoming all people to come in here. We've got stuff that we sell here from survival stuff, firearms, we've got clothing, we've got footwear, and obviously we go to some of the health and safety environment as well. So yeah, I mean, we can obviously have a walk around the store.
Joanne, tell us what are some of the, for example, I see you have a handcuff.
Yes.
Tell us what are some of the items for which a permit or authorization may need to be given before you guys decide to sell, so that nobody can just walk off the road and say, oh, I need a handcuff, and you guys just take the money and give it to them. So what are some of the things here that would need a permit?
Okay, some of the stuff that we've got here that would need the permits would obviously be the handcuffs as well. It's not something that obviously you can carry without any form of training, because obviously in the wrong hands it can cause medical conditions, you can cause injury. So there's training that goes behind it as well. Obviously a lot of us in the store are actually trained as trainers to obviously do all of that stuff as well. So yeah, so we've got forms of handcuffs that we've got here. We've got the long arm battens, we've got the smaller battens. You can go through, you can have a look. We go to obviously the nunchucks that we've got here as well. All of this stuff is actually stuff that's going to need authorization. We're going to need to make sure that you're capable of using them, and that we can obviously sell to you. We will actually keep a database of record as well. So that's where we go with that, as well as if we look at the vests as well, the vests that we've got here, the Kevlar vests, they are obviously bullet and stab proof, but again that needs authorization for us to be able to buy that, for you to obviously be able to buy them direct from us. But we welcome everybody coming into the store to obviously come and have a look to see what we've actually got as well.
Joanne,
Yes.
I'm seeing that you have here, this is what we call the nunchuck, or
Yes.
how is it pronounced?
It's nunchuck.
Nunchuck, good.
Nunchuck.
So a permit is needed for this, or I could just walk in this one and get this?
No, we would make sure, if it's not a permit that's needed for it, what we'd be looking at is a declaration. We would obviously make sure that you've got the health and safety, that you know what you can and cannot do with it, and then obviously you would keep a declaration, you would sign that declaration, and then we would obviously hold your details on record as well.
And we have a button.
Exactly the same for the battens. Obviously we've got the long arm battens, the side arm, as well as what we've got here is obviously different length battens that we've got here, but it's exactly the same for this. This is stuff that would obviously need authorization.
Joanne, you spoke to me earlier before we got on camera about the pepper spray. You have that too?
Pepper spray, we've just got the small version of the pepper spray. But again, that's just a small version. Obviously key ring, you can actually carry that. It's a small version. Again, we would actually keep a record of when that's being sold and who that's being sold to.
So you did heard Joanne earlier speaking about the handcuffs. So this is one of those. It's in a packet. So permit or authorization may be needed to get that. Let's go over here. We have some gun holsters and so on. How does it work with that? We also have a slingshot. This is a very modernized slingshot. Let's see. And Joanne, what does these? What is used with this?
These, obviously, what we've got here is we've got the slingshot ammo that we use for this. But
So
again, please
sling-
bear in mind this won't be anyone being able to walk in to obviously be able to purchase these items.
So there's the slingshot. This is the ammo for the slingshot. These are metal pellets. So these are used for the handcuffs, the slingshot. Joanne, this is these are holsters. This one is for the leg. How are these being sold?
These are being sold. We've got, obviously, they are done through sort of the military, the police. Anyone coming in to obviously buy these, they would actually have to show us their firearms license before any purchase. But as I say, we've got the different forms. We've got the ones that carry from the leg, on the hip, on the waist, over the shoulder. We've actually got the full belt ones that come round. So a lot of it is going to be obviously done on preference as well. If you look in here as well, we've even got sort of the metal as well. So these are the actual magnets. So if you're actually in a vehicle and you need the strong magnet, rather than obviously have the gun on you, you can obviously have the gun in the vehicle.
So let's explain the gun magnet for you. This piece of device here, it is allowed you. There's the paste behind this sticker here. So this is paste on, and then you screw. Now with this, you can take your firearm. We don't have a firearm in the store that we could demonstrate with you at this point, but this is how it works. So you connect this to your vehicle, you screw this down to a part which is easily reachable, and once you get into your vehicle, you connect your firearm to this, and so you're able to drive. It's shock absorbent and so on.
Yep, very, very strong.
Absorbent. So that's what we have. What do we have here?
Up here what we've got, what these are paintball. So you've actually got paintball that's over here. So a lot of these up here are the actual paintball masks. Yeah, you can take one down. Take the head part down. So it's actually for the paintball guns as masks when you're out there in the field. What we've got up here is the actual helmets, but these helmets are the ones that actually carry the webcams as well. So the Velcro that you see on these are what all the head cameras and additional equipment actually gets attached to.
So if you're into paintball sport, you could also come here and get your gears for paintball, playing your paintball and so on.
That's fine, you can leave that there.
So let's hope that gets up there. So we have also, Ms. Van Kooten, we also have these safety boots. Tell us about the brands and so on.
Yeah, what we've got here, this is English brand that we bring in called Combat UK. What we've got here is just a different level of obviously the different colours of boots that you've got here. We go from obviously the brown, the full leather, the hearth leather, the material, the suede. So we've got a various styles in those as well. They are very, very hardy boot. So these are a boot that are going to last a long, long time once you've actually got them. We've got the Wellington boot here. Again, it's one of your heavier designed makes. So these are actually made to last. These are the safety boots. We've got the short version of our safety boot here, steel toe cap, and then we've got the higher version at the top, along with obviously the nice parade style shoe.
And these are okay, that are used by the Guyana Police Force and the military organizations. So if you're just joining us here on Big Smith, we're coming to you from the Tactical Combat Supplies, and this is on Alexander Street in Kitty. We're speaking with Ms. Van Kooten. This store has a variety of items which are used for combat sport. If you have your personal firearm or company issued firearm or force issued firearm, you could come here also and get your holsters. There's also slingshots and whatnot. So we're going to go over to that section. we continue in here in the Tactical Combat Supplies store. This is a tactical uniform. How do you describe this?
This is just obviously gives people an idea of what it is that they can obviously purchase from the shop and what we've actually got in to have a look at. We've got a number of, obviously we've got your holster here, we've got your body holster, we've got the what we call the security belts as well, which have got a lot of the different pouches for actually carrying stuff. And then we go down to obviously the leg holsters that I was telling you about as well.
Okay.
So a lot of it is going to be on obviously the individual's preference as to where when they've got firearms, as to where they would obviously prefer to carry their firearms.
These Ms. Van Kooten, so security services and so on, this is what is recommended for them?
Yeah, I mean security services, as I said at the beginning, security services can come into us. Dependent on whether the security services are armed or unarmed, then obviously we will have a look and we will be able to furnish the security with that as well.
And for purchasing of these, individuals cannot access these by just walking into the store, can they?
No, the actual clothing, if you're looking at the actual clothing as well, obviously what we call the combat trousers, the combat shorts, t-shirts, that's what people can come in and obviously buy from us. But as I say, when it comes to items that do need authorization, permission, we will obviously be checking for that before obviously any sale goes ahead.
Okay, and we have, what do we have under here? This seems to be weapons bag, is it?
Yeah, this is obviously a weapons carrier bag, carrier holder. Can obviously hold up to 3 to 4
rifles.
Very, very strong, very, very sturdy.
Well, if you're a firearm holder, licensed firearm holder, you would know that you're supposed to have your weapons concealed as far as applicable or at all times. So these bags are ideal, especially if you have rifles and so on. So you could get these down here at the Tactical Combat Supplies. What about the bulletproof vests?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a number of bulletproof vests. They are obviously plated, but again, when it comes to the bulletproof vests, it's going to be authorizations before you can obviously purchase one of those.
Okay, and we have over here, my cameraman is looking at the one on the shelf, but this is what, could you suit me up here?
Of course I can.
Yeah, suit me up, let's see how this fits. And this is for, what type of weapon would this be able to withstand? Because I know there are also the knife guards or knife vests.
Yeah, this is ballistic and stab proof.
Okay.
So
let's see how this goes.
Feel the weight of it, so you'll be able to see.
Yeah. I need to gym so I can become a little more flexible.
So.
There we go. So, and this could give us a...
That will give you, obviously it's stab resistant and it's ballistic, so you can obviously feel the Kevlar that's in there and the protection that's in there. You've obviously got, what we class these as, when we actually show you the bags, obviously the haversack bags as well, we call these the molly. The reason we call them the molly is because they've got obviously webbing that's on these, so you can obviously buy additional bits that you can add on.
Okay.
And obviously what they do is they actually slide through. Same as one of the gun holsters as well. It's actually got the 2 strips, all slips through onto these as well. But obviously we've got the jacket style one, and obviously we've got over the hood or over the head, and obviously round the side.
This one is, what is this considered? Which one is this?
This is the jacket style, because obviously it's the zip up, whereas if you look at the 2 on the ends, they're over the head. Over the head,
okay.
So again, it's preference.
And so this is recommended for the security services and the paramilitary organizations?
Yes.
Okay,
yep.
So here you have it. This is a bulletproof vest. It is also stab resistant. Or stab
and ballistic.
Stab ballistic. So someone coming to you with a knife and so on, this is going to be able to protect you. 9mm pistol, 3.2, this stops the bullet.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, again, we're coming to you from the Tactical Combat store here on Alexander Street in Keety. So over here we have some camouflage clothing. We have an issue in this country where camouflage, the use of these materials are not necessarily advisable because it's generally reserved for the GDF. So explain to us how you guys are able or would be able to sell these.
Okay, these here are basically, it's surplus stock that the actual British military have actually given us. This is the section, this is not brand new. This section here is obviously surplus. So this is why we've obviously been able to bring this over. So maybe people that, maybe you've got your fishermen, people that work obviously out more in the jungle would actually find this more relevant for themselves as well. This is very, very limited stock.
Okay.
This isn't obviously one of the main things that we are going to be looking at being able to supply in the store itself.
All right, so just before we wrap up our, we have the drones here to Ms. Van Kooten. You want to give us the specs on these?
The drones themselves are part of what we actually do as well. The drones aren't something that we currently sell. The drones are something that actually we do and obviously offer as a service. So we can obviously go out and do drone mapping for businesses, especially businesses that are out in the middle of nowhere when they've got property that's being done. If they want obviously us to be able to go out and send the drones up, then we can send the drones up. We can do perimeter checks so they can actually see what's going on, building work, etc.
Perfect. So we're coming to you, and we're now heading to the home stretch of our interview of this infomercial. So we're coming to you from the Combat Supplies store here in Alexander Street in Keety. So if persons want to, like you spoke about the drones, you spoke about getting these things and so on, tell persons how they could contact this office if they don't wish to come down here, because we have COVID and so on going on. So not very many people would like to come down. They'd like to know what's going on. They'd like to call on the phone. You have a Facebook page. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, the Tactical Combat store has obviously got its own website. The website will actually go live very, very soon. So you can obviously actually buy direct from the website as well. www.tacticalcombatsupplies.gy. You can actually contact us via email on there. There is a button that you can click. Where obviously any member of the team that's here will obviously come back to you, contact you for any of your requirements or any of your needs.
So there you've had it. We were coming to you from the Tactical Combat Supplies in Alexander Street, on Alexander Street in Keety. This has been a production of the Big Smith News Watch. Do join us here again the next time when we find something else interesting to feature and bring to you. Do have a wonderful rest of the day.